Oh yeah, New York through and through. How you guys doing? Yeah, it's me. New York through and through. Let's put on the glasses. You know what I bought? I got a good old-fashioned. I had a hankering for a cup of coffee from McDonald's. It's good. McDonald's coffee is good, right? And then how about this? You want to know what it is? It's a cheeseburger. Cheeseburger. With a pickle. Coffee and a cheeseburger. How you guys doing? All right? That's a good cheeseburger. Little piece of onion too. Got onion, pickle, cheese. Got ketchup. It's good. When was the last time you had a McDonald's cheeseburger? And a cup of coffee. You know, McDonald's right over there, they do a lot of business. And they're going to put it over here. Yeah. They're going to take that McDonald's, right? And they're going to move it. They're going to move it over here. That way it's all parking lot. That's what this guy in there told me. Imagine that. We'll see if that happens. If it does, I'll film it and show you what it looks like. Yeah. You know, guys, it's the new year, and we try to be positive. You know, it's hard for some of us. Sometimes it's hard for me. But we try to be positive. Right now there's a strike in New York. The nurses in the New York City hospitals, they want better wages, they want better benefits, right? And the union, even their union is saying it's unreachable what you're asking, what you're demanding. And the nurses are saying, you hospitals are thinking of profit over the patients. Well, what do you think? Of course they want profit, you know? So there were three nurses that got in trouble, disciplined for, oh, there's a little squirrel over there. I love squirrels. You want to see a squirrel for a second? See that little guy? He found something to eat. Do you see him? I don't know if you see that. Wow, he's eating something off the... I bet you that's the little guy that comes in my backyard. He comes all the way over here too. They look alike, so it's hard to tell. But anyway, there's three nurses that got disciplined because they interfered with nurses trying to take care of patients. That's wrong. So those nurses that interfered, they're not caring about the patients right there at that moment. So they're kind of revealing themselves as they don't really care for the patients. You know, it's just wrong. I hope they come to a conclusion pretty soon. But let's think positive, you know? There may be a lot of changes going on in your world at the moment, you know? But you will handle them. You will handle all of them. You will handle them. And yeah, I'm reading the horoscope. That's where I get a lot of positive thinking, you know? You ever read the horoscope? My mother used to call it the horrible scope. Here's one here, right here, for Aries, people born in March to April. But it doesn't matter. This applies to everybody. There may be a lot of changes going on in your world at the moment, but you'll handle them all with ease. You are at the best when you're being put to the test. So don't try to get away from challenges this week. Seek them out instead. You know, you're worrying for no good reason. You need to move on from the negative outlook that seems to have taken root in your subconscious. I experience this. Sometimes way down, the New York through and through guy, way down deep, I got some negative thought still brewing up. You just got to let it go. It doesn't even exist anymore, you know what I'm saying? Especially if it's from years ago. So life is not so bad as it appears to be, or as you believe it to be. And many good things will happen, and it might happen this week. That's even more. I'm just adding that. You know, we always say, oh, good things will happen. It might happen tomorrow. It could be that close. There's nothing so wrong in your life that it cannot be improved by doing something you really enjoy. So don't worry that friends and colleagues might think you are slacking off. This is one of those occasions when doing less means achieving more. You know, don't try to impress yourself too much. Sometimes just do something that you enjoy. You know what I enjoy? I enjoy just sitting in my car, having a cup of McDonald's coffee. You know, I got some errands to do. I look forward to that moment, you know. I look forward sometimes just to waking up, turning on the TV and watching an old episode of Bonanza or Gunsmoke or The Rifleman or Wanted Dead or Alive. I like the old cowboy shows. I'll read you another one, okay? Virgo. Ignore the latest fad or fashion and follow what your inner voice is telling you. That's the right thing to do. Listen to your inner voice. Don't worry because everybody's got up-to-date watches and sunglasses and designer clothes, you know? Maybe you just want to wear an old cowboy coat. You know, it doesn't matter. Somebody might be looking at you. Somebody could be looking at me saying, wow, I like his style. It's so laid back. And here I'm thinking, oh, I need to change. You know? So sometimes your inner voice is telling you what to do. Some people think that inner voice is God. They think that that's how God's connected to everybody, that God is connected through you by hearing your inner voice. Like when you're about to do something you know you shouldn't do. That's God saying, don't do that. It matters only that you stay true to your own guiding light. That's the end of that one. What's this one? The more good ideas you come up with, the more of an effort you will have to win others around you way of thinking. You know, your way of thinking. So the more good ideas you come up with, that might get others to think like you. You know? It may be frustrating that they're playing hard to get, but it's a game. They will get tired of it eventually. Did I jump on here? Yeah. The more good ideas you come up with, the more of an effort you will have to make to win others around you around to your way of thinking. It may be frustrating that they are playing hard to get. Oh, okay. But it's a game they will get tired of eventually. Can you trust your own thoughts? That's a tough one. Sometimes I think, I'm just not experienced enough, or, I'm set in my ways, so I don't trust my inner voice. I go, what do I know, But you'd be surprised. You know a lot. If you live long enough and you're up in your 50s and 60s and 70s, you know a lot. You know more than you think. So can you trust your own thoughts? Of course you can. In fact, the more others try to persuade you that a rethink might be necessary, the more determined you must be to push ahead. All the momentum is on your side, so keep going. And that's it. Keep going. Keep trucking on, And things like that. Wow, this is already 11 minutes. Guys, I'm going to say goodbye. It's always a pleasure. I hope I encouraged some of you by reading the horoscope, by getting a McDonald's coffee and a good old-fashioned cheeseburger that was delicious. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. I'll see you again. Ring that, thumbs up and ring the bell and subscribe to the New York Through and Through guy. I'll talk to you later.